For that, we'll move us on to Sleeper Spotlight.
Sleeper Spotlight. This was a good one last week. I really liked last week.
Yeah.
Fun.
I had a lot of Carlos and...
Lisa.
Yeah. Lisa.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Both badasses. It was cool.
Yeah, man.
So in this segment, if you don't know, we introduce a drummer that y'all are sleeping on. And we get Adam's opinions, impressions, and constructive criticism, if there's any at all, which usually there isn't. Too many negative criticisms, but
because you pick
positive.
shredders is what happens.
Yeah. All right, so first up is Hernan Comas.
Hernan. All right. Whoop, flipped it. Ooh, tricky, man. Man, I don't know what that modulation was.
That was cool.
That was definitely very, very tricky for sure. I like his setup as a whole for sure. Very studio oriented, obviously, with the full recording rig right next to his kit, and a lot of metal influence. It's funny, you can tell when people had a long metal phase, even if that's not what they play. You can see it all left over, like in his playing in a way. Very like, what's the way to say it? I don't know, like machine-ish, right? Like you can just hear the matchiness of the stroke volume a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's hard to say exactly what that metal influence is, but you can see it in his playing for sure. Really clean, man, for sure. I thought that the one piece of criticism, I'll say the toms were very boomy. And one of the reasons you might not want super boomy toms in metal is because you play so fast down the toms that it can get a little bit hard to distinguish some of the notes. But that could be fixed in mixing. It could be a matter of bumping like 5K on the EQ on your toms. It's a good little trick to just get a little bit more snap out of the toms. Or scoop the low end at 200 or 500, kind of scoop that down a little. But overall, the kit still sounded good. It sounded absolutely massive, but a little like arena rock was sort of the kit vibe that I got. But that was great, man. Real clean, real fast. That was awesome.
Yeah, his Instagram's full of metal covers. So
okay, he does play a lot of metal?
Yeah, if you want to watch some metal covers, this guy kills it. He's great.
What kind of music does he normally cover?
I think like Judas Priest was on there. Definitely. Oh God, I can't even. Iron Maiden was on there as well.
Maiden, gotcha.
Yeah.
So he's in like some classic metal.
Yeah, real
cool.
classic metal. So the guy's got great taste, I have to say.
Awesome.
But
all right,
yeah, we got another one from Hernan.
Let's do another one from Hernan. Here we go. Ooh, Sonar Pro Light. Man, that kit sounded way better. I like that kit a lot. That's a Sonar Pro Light. That is a very expensive kit.
Yes, it is.
The finish on that is exactly the same as the one I played at Drumeo. They have that kit.
It's a common one, yeah.
Yeah, it's I
finish.
want to say Nussenbaum. It's got a weird like German name for the color. But yeah, that exact kit I imagine in the same dimensions because Pro Lights are not customizable. I think it's still a production line kit. But yeah, I've played that exact same kit before at Drumeo. It's the Sonar they have there. And man, does that thing sound good. It is just such a high-end kit. I want to say $7,000. $6,000 or $7,000 is what that thing costs.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I don't know that they still make the Pro Light. They might. I'm really not sure.
It's on their website. ProLight.
All right. Yeah, it's an awesome kit, man. It sounds absolutely amazing. Good studio kit for sure. So I love that kit sound. That was cool.
You are right. It is the Nussbaum.
Nussbaum. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Almost like a cherry kind of wood. Really pretty. I thought the playing was good, man. Definitely a good mix of like the fast, powerful single strokes that you would find from a metal player, but also a lot of more, I don't want to say modern ideas, but like 30-second note 5-stroke rolls on the hats in a halftime groove, like that sort of thing, like a touch more fusion-y. Good player, man. Really, really good player. I think I would like to hear him not with these cymbals, because these are the loudest cymbals on the planet. They're
Pisces.
Pisces Roods, man.
Yeah.
They're so unbelievably heavy. So I would love to hear some more. I mean, selfishly, I would say minal, like something a little bit more like
refined and mature.
I don't want to use the word like tasteful offensively to say that like this was not tasteful. It's just a very specific kind of sound, and that sound is like loud. Like that's what they're good at, right? It's a ton of metal.
I've never had a good experience listening to the Paiste cymbals, Paiste Roods.
Well, the Roods specifically, Paiste makes some amazing cymbals.
The 2002 big old 24-inch ride. That thing is beautiful.
That and the Signature Sound Edge. What is it called? Signature something.
I could find it.
It's like their Constantinople or their Foundry Reserve. Like they've got the highest end. Yeah, what's the highest end Paiste? I had a set of hats years ago, and dude, they were nice, really, really nice, very boutiquey. You know,
Signature Classic.
Signature It wasn't what I had, but Signature is definitely the highest end, top of the line.
I think it's 2002s.
I don't know enough to say if that's wrong or right, but whatever I had didn't have 2002 on it. It looked like a Constantinople or a Foundry Reserve, like hand hammered.
Let's see.
I don't know. It's just not a company I keep up with at all.
Yeah, if anybody knows, shoot
Yeah.
a comment down below.
Interesting.
But
well, either
anyway.
way, this guy was awesome. I love that kit, dude. That kit sounds fantastic. It should for the money. So, actually, I'm curious. eBay search Sonar Pro Lite just to see what do they run used. I'm guessing like 4,500 used.
All right.
That's my guess.
May need to check like reverb or something. What did you say? Used?
I'm guessing 4,500 for a used Sonar Pro Lite.
3,200 was the first one that came up.
32?
3,400, 4,200.
Okay.
Pro Light Stage, chocolate burl, small sizes.
Huh.
8x10, 9x12, 14x14, 18x20. 18x20 bass drum.
Man, expensive kit.
Yeah.
Very expensive kit.
Yeah, $4,000. Yeah, up at the top end, they're about 4,200.
About 4. Wow, and that's for used, man. That is insane. Yeah, so like 6, 7 new, that would make sense.
I don't know, man. At that rate, that's just too much.
It's a lot of money.
Just don't spend that much money.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Instead of a Mercedes, buy a Camry. So,
Yeah,
like,
it'll get you where you need to go.
it's
that's
a lot
for sure.
better to take care of and a lot cheaper. Like, the insurance is better. Now we're just talking about cars.
Yeah, exactly. Back to cars. So what's his Instagram so everybody knows?
So it's at Hernan Comas.
Okay.
He has 2,500 followers. He's from Paraguay.
Paraguay.
So go give Hernan a follow. He deserves your follow. He
Yeah, man.
is a badass. He's great.
Yeah, that was sick. All right, who we got next?
Next up is, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but I'm just reading the at on Instagram, at deny_Polacca.
Okay.
Has 1,300 followers from Istanbul.
Okay. Let's do first video from Deny.
All right.
That's a low hat. Tricky. Interesting. I don't know what exactly happened in a lot of those modulations.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of strange movements for sure. So that was very cool. Definitely tricky stuff to study. That's for sure. So I noticed two things, two like constructive criticisms here, and I have been guilty of both of these things before. It's why it's easier for me to see them. So the first one is shoulders and neck. And I remember Benny Greb actually had this criticism of me when I had a lesson with him, or at least one of the conversations that we had. He was like, I can see in your jaw and your neck is where you hold a lot of tension, right? And in certain moments of the music, not the entire time, I would either bite my teeth or do a little neck flex sort of thing, or shrug my shoulders a little bit. And he was like, you need to let all of that go, because while certain muscles do need to be tense and active, it's not those. And so I saw a little bit of the like the shrugginess sort of happening. So the way to fix this is really, it's as simple as just like take a breath, like let all of that go, and just remind yourself to do that like every 30 seconds, right? Until you eventually sort of let go of some of that like tension that you might hold in your body. So that was one very small thing that I saw, not a big deal. And the other one, another thing I've been very guilty of, is controlling the rebound of the snare stroke with your left hand a little bit too much. So by that, I mean, when you're not like choking the stick, like holding it down against the snare head necessarily, because I never really did that. It was more so I don't let it come back up. And the irony of playing drums, this weird like fact about rhythm, like whenever you're playing rhythm or playing drums, you are always going to hit the stick again. After every stroke, guess what's coming next? It's another stroke. It's always another stroke, right? So it's like, when you allow that stick to come down, you want to behave in your physical body as though you're planning for the next one. So it's not like tap and then hold it there. Like we're doing another stroke, right? We definitely are. So you really want to let that flow back up a little bit more. So she's doing a good job of controlling the rebound and not just burying the stick or conversely, letting the stick fly around aimlessly. So she's controlling it. But I would say just a little bit more of like, let it come back to a little bit more of a natural position instead of still slightly pointed down. But with all of that said, the technical difficulty of what she played here was pretty high. Like I felt like I wasn't counting, but like were there quintuplets at a certain point? It felt like a very odd subdivision. I don't know. I'd have to watch
it would take someone more familiar with odd time signatures to
odd subdivisions
to point it out.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, that was awesome. I want to see another one from her. That was great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do next one from
Deny.
Deny. Man, I like the wrist technique in this one a lot. Really clean wrists for sure. Great control over the stick. It feels like, I don't know, you can just tell the people who have put more time into their technique than others. And I think her technique looks fantastic here. It felt a touch fast, just a touch, but it also felt like in the proper practice window where it's like that's about exactly how it should sound when you're like just stretching that top end of the speed that you can get out of it while it's still played clean and correctly. But I really love the technique here. I thought that sounded fantastic. And was it Weckel? Yeah, that inverted double stroke thing I think came from him, though it's permeated the drum industry well now. Virtually everybody plays those inverted doubles. But that was really, really clean, man. Awesome player. Very, very solid drummer, man. That was great.
Yeah. All right. Well, shout out to both Hernan and Deny.
Yeah.
On today's segment of Sleeper Spotlight.
How many followers does she have?
1,300.
1,300. All right.
Get her up there, man.
Let's get her up. 27,000 by tonight.
27K. Or we'll riot or something. I don't know.
Exactly. We're canceling the pod.
All right, cool. That'll do it for Sleeper Spotlight. You guys have suggestions of sleepers that you'd like to see? Please send them my way to chris@orlandodrummer.com.
And reminder, you cannot nominate yourself because that's not how this works.
Yeah.
And you can't have your girlfriend nominate you. We had that happen a couple times.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I know your boyfriend asked you to send this email.
In the email, it would say, like, my buddy told me to email you guys.
Yeah, there was one that was just like that. And I'm like, come on, you're not like hacking this as a self-promo thing. Really, that's not what we're doing.
Do you really think that this guy is good?
Well, also, like, how cool is it to surprise your friend? Like, don't do it on their behalf. Like, don't.
Right. You're not saying that, like, this is NBC and we're featuring you on, like, worldwide news or something like that.
Yeah. We're not selling these promo spots. Yeah. It's not like that. Like, so surprise your buddy. Don't tell him, That's a way cooler way to do this. We try to vet those a little bit to make sure nobody's, I don't know, like, selfishly trying to use it as a self-promo tool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, too, like, this was to bring other drummers up. Like, this is a good, not cross-promotional tool, but necessarily, but I don't pick drummers I hate. Like, I don't pick drummers.
Sure,
that
we like all of them. Yeah,
seem like like I don't know, gimmicky or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
no, we want to pick people that are promising and
Yeah.
at least deserve a little bit of your attention. It's the whole point of it.
And I've seen a handful of drummers. A couple of the people we featured, guys have messaged them and say, "Hey, I don't know this guy, but I just love his playing, and I've watched him for a few months,
yeah,
and I
that's
can't
the
believe you know."
greatest.
And like that's so fucking pure. That's exactly what we want,
Yeah.
right? Like people that just, I don't know, the fan base here, the listeners here would genuinely just enjoy listening to. Those are the kind of people we want, and it's hard to find them sometimes. It really is. So, yeah, if you're listening and you do know of some drummer that that you like that maybe a lot of other people don't, surprise them and send us their info, man. We love featuring these people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for watching this clip from the Orlando Drummer Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for more content like this, ranging from masterclasses to in-depth courses to rudiments, grooves, fills, interviews with pro drummers, everything you can imagine, I've got all of that waiting for you at the link in the description. Click on orlandodrummer.com and start your free 7-day trial to see what's inside. I promise you will find something you like, and I will see you guys there.